Hey.
Hey,
Cash flow
hey.
conversation. Hey. We are live and ready for cash flow conversations. Cash flow conversations is for anyone over the age of 18, single, married, parents, no children, homeowners, renters, whether you get a 1099 or a W 2 form, it doesn't matter. If you desire multiple streams of income, you love to travel, you like helping others, then we have a way for you to do all of that without it interfering with what you're already doing. This business was built for the busy person, and this show was built for entrepreneurs everywhere. I will prove it to you with some amazing guests from my network who are making it happen every single day. I have with me my beautiful accountability partner, Miss Magdalene Ware, and accountability partner new to the team is Tina. Miriam, how are you guys tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you.
You already know me, as I like to say, I'm focused and moving forward.
I do. So let's take a little minute while we're waiting for some more people to join us and introduce ourselves. I am Christine Jackson, the visionary and founder of Healthy Effective Alternatives to Live, where we assist those that want assistance with transitioning to healthier lifestyles. And I also own Joy Journeys Travel and Tourism. Those two things work hand in hand because how can you have wellness without travel? And how can you travel if you're not feeling well? You can travel if you're not feeling well, and I show people how to do that every single day. Miss Magdalene, who are you? Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Amen. Well, my name is Magdalene, of course. Who am I? I am the owner of Moving Forward Consultant Company, and what we do is we consult people. We show you how to own your own travel business at Moving Forward, and we also show you how to grow your money, protect your money, as well as have living benefits through life insurance. So I do that as well. And of course, if you need some legal assistance and stuff like that, we've got the plug to help you with that as well. So my goal is to basically help every family have stability in their home, whether it is through their health, because guess what? 2 vacations a year will keep you healthy. And of course, if your money's not protected and not growing, guess what? You're not growing. So that's what I do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, it's very nice to have you on today. Everybody's here with their bright, shining faces, except for our other co host, Mr. Richard Wilson. He's trying, y'all. He's trying. And our guest, Javon Rowland, says he's in, but I don't see him. So I'm going to work on that while Miss Miriam introduces herself. Tell the people who you are and why you smiling so big. I love your smile, by
Listen,
the way.
I thought I smiled big, but girl,
listen.
she got me beat.
All
Beat.
tea. Listen, all tea. Listen. Well, my
It's all
name
right.
is
We like smiling faces around here, honey. Keep
Well,
smiling.
yes, ma'am. Thank y'all so much for having me. It's such an honor. My name is Miriam Johnson, aka people know me as Coach Tina J. And I'm owner of GTTC Innovations, where educate, empower, and enhance your point of view. We have the podcast Get to the Core, and we are waking up with awareness so that we can wake up to the people on how to get on the money making side of things.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I got a chance to check out your podcast the other day. It was a replay, but I will say I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing you and I can't think of the sister's name. Ice is it Isis? Just came
Onyx.
back from Onyx. Onyx. I was close. I was close. I knew it was a divine name
Yeah.
and we got to get her on the show. So I love this new partnership that we are creating. I love, love, love that we have a business to showcase to people, and I love our what our guest has to offer because it's going to be something new and different that we never heard before, or we may have heard it before, but not from him, right? So I just emailed him the link again because he said he was here, but of course I don't see him. So in the meantime, we are going to go over a little bit about how did you get started in the business that you're in, Tina? Like what prompted you to start this business?
The this business here,
Yes, the business you just described.
the business that my GTTC Innovations, I started it in 2018 because I needed to start a new path. I started the campaign Stay Focused. That's what we know and that's what we have. GTTC stands for Get to the Core, which is what you have to get to the root in order to grow.
Okay.
So it has just inspired me. It's continued to get me into a tribal energy and create that safe space for energy because I went through so much in my journey and continuing to keep going through things in my journey, mental health and waking up as a advocate and playing new roles and having new hats. So it's just a continued journey to let people know that I also do relate and understand a point of view on where you're coming from. But that shouldn't stop you. We got to stay focused.
I love it. And that ties right into what Magdalene does. She always says, stay focused and move forward. Come on in, Magdalene, and tell us a little bit about how you got started. Like, what made you want to be a consultant? What made you want to stabilize our communities, stabilize families in our communities? I heard you say that earlier, and I was like, woo, that is the T right there.
And when I started, am I muted? Because it says I'm
You
okay.
were, you
So
were. Go ahead, start over.
okay. So I started my business almost 12 years ago. And to be honest, when I started the business, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I always knew that I was going to educate people, but I knew I needed to have a business established and it had to have longevity. So while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, I started with a call center. So I actually have a call center where people can work from home and make some money. but that's also a 1099 opportunity. So when I started that, I was like, okay, I'm going somewhere with that, but not too many people want to work from home. They say they do. I promise you, I had a, a wake up call because I gave people that opportunity, but they were not taking advantage of it. So while I was still experimenting with that, I got introduced. Well, I was in the financial industry, but I started taking it more seriously around COVID time because guess what? We are the youngest that we're gonna be today. So if you don't make a decision today, guess what? Today's price is not tomorrow's price. So those are the conversations that we have with our clients because guess what? Once you have your birthday, if that policy would have cost you $50, guess what? Because you got one day older, it's going to cost you a lot more. So I wanted to educate people, especially my community, because a lot of us, we don't have any protection. And I like to always say, with everything that we have going on in our community, if everyone was protected with life insurance, I promise you, we wouldn't have so many, I'll say, killings. We wouldn't have so many deaths. We wouldn't have so many unnecessary things happening in our community because every time someone died, we would create a millionaire, which is what other ethnicities are doing. They have these policies, and every time someone passes away, a generation is rich. So I wanted to introduce that and educate my community with the things that they don't know. Because a lot of times people think that life insurance is for when you die, and that is wrong. Life insurance is for you to live. That's why it's called life insurance. So I'm very, very passionate about that because we don't know what we don't know until you sit down with a professional and they tell you what your options are. And not only that, life insurance is set up for you to be able to grow your money, allow you to protect the money that you're making, and allow you to have the living benefits components because guess what? Before you die, you're likely to get sick. So I like to teach people what the differences are so that they can make an intellectual decision about where they're heading and what they have for their family. And of course, the icing on the cake is travel. Who don't want to travel? So when I got introduced to this space right here that we're in, I was like, okay, well, I'm traveling anyway, but I learned that there's a commission attached to it. So I made it my business to educate people to know what's out there because most people don't know there's a commission. I don't care if you do it through me, you do it through Tina, you do it through Christine, you do it through Expedia. Someone's getting a commission. So, and if somebody's getting commission, like one of my business partners like to say, wouldn't you want it to be you? Because I know it wanted to be me because
Absolutely.
that's what caught my attention. So anything that I do, I want to be the consumer for my own product. So I learn to educate people on the things that they don't know, enlighten them so that they can make better and wise decision moving forward.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And like you said, I think Bill Gates is credited for the quote that um, if you use it, if you love it and you use it, then you should
You
own a
might
piece
as
of
well.
it, right?
That's right. And I'm that person. I like to be owner of my products.
Yes, absolutely. And so I was having this conversation earlier with a young man about people having wearing multiple hats and how sometimes that is frowned upon in our community. But the reality of it is, if you are doing business and you are helping other people, and that business, those businesses are all connected, like yours are, like mine are, like his is, and I'm going to introduce him in a second, then you are winning. You are focused and moving forward. And that's a perfect segue into my next guest. His name is Ray Akijan. He is a raw foodist. He is also known as the Wellness Plug. He's also known for Supreme Raw Foods because he makes the most amazing food. I have been eating with him for the last week and a half, and I tell y'all the weight is dropping. I have more energy and everything else. He's going to be in Atlanta for another couple days. So I said, why not come on here and talk about, I mean, it's cash flow conversations, right? And we have a revenue driver in our hands. We just wrote a book. It's called Your Health is Your Wealth. So it fits right in. And we're also kicking off our wellness series over the next 10 to 12 weeks. We're going to be talking to wellness professionals as well as our travel professionals because the two, they do go hand in hand, right? If you are having any type of mental illness or whatever going on with yourself, honey, take a trip. Take a trip and go put your feet in some water, right? So, bringing to the stage right now, bringing to the studio is I'm bringing up Anubis Emotep Day. Please introduce yourself to the people. Tell us like where you're from and talk about a
Okay.
little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
Sure, sure. So hey, peace y'all. How y'all been doing? My name is Rajan, and like she said, she named off all my many other names. Yeah. So wow. It started so many moons ago. And it's my father's energy. My father most definitely instilled that entrepreneur energy into me. Just making my own money, making it independent. But I started Supreme Raw Foods probably 2015. Um, and it was just me on my own self-help journey. And from that point on, folks started asking about, hey, how did you get started? Hey, can I get a plate? Can I get hey, how did you make that? So from that point on, we started making plates. We started doing demos. I met Sister Chris, and she had the Heal Wellness, and I said, hey, come on, let's go ahead and take this thing to the next. Let's take this thing to the next level. And she actually met me while I'm doing a whole nother company called Supreme Royalty, which was my clothing line. So it all meshed together, and I said, yeah, let's get this Supreme. I mean, let's get this Heal Wellness going. And from that point on, she just told me it's been 13 years now. Yeah, so I'm like, wow, I I didn't know it had been that long. So those are just a few things that I'm mixed into. But it's been a pleasure just making independent money and being able to collaborate with other entrepreneurs.
I love that phrase, independent money. So, Miss Tina, I'm gonna come to you. And if y'all notice, I am trying to get rid of the echo, so I'm muting the mics of the people that are not talking, so that we won't have that echo. Just learning how to work the studio still. Like everything is a learning curve. So, Miss Tina, you heard him say independent money. Talk about your experience being working in hospitality. I think we had a conversation. You were at some point you were doing events and videography, and I told you today, and I told him yesterday that I can't wait for you two to connect. Hopefully tomorrow at our Atlanta meeting because the energy is about the same. He's my brother, you're my sister. So talk about that independent money.
That and independent money is a beautiful thing because as long as I can make it profitable, I'm interested in doing it. I was offered to do my first wedding as a coordinator this year, um, back in October. Thank you, thank you. And it was a success. They gave me a microphone and I made sure everybody was taken care of because of my field. I work in hospitality. I want to make sure that the people get what they need over the top experience because that's what type of experience I would want, an over the top experience. So it's just photography. Every time when I'm going, I get my latest gadget. I have my little setup, modular setups. It's just that product that working for yourself, you go harder for yourself. So you got to represent yourself any way you can do it. So it's like any type of way I can
Absolutely.
get it, whether it's cleaning up, taking pictures, choreography, I'm sorry, coordination, information, logos. I mean, you name it, I'll find a way to do it and make it happen for you.
That's real independent money right there. She said,
Let's
she
not
said, I
forget
will
t-shirts,
find right. She said, I will find a way. I absolutely love that. So, Magdalene, you had a chance to come out to the Atlanta Black Expo. I don't know if you actually got a chance to experience the booth, right? The Hill Wellness booth that Anubis was just talking about, where people had an opportunity to get their blood pressure screening done. They had an opportunity to try some raw food, get a massage. Like being in healthcare yourself, how important is it for us to not just make money, but teach the next generation about getting healthy without using prescription drugs?
Well,
You're good.
that's
I unmuted you
it's
already.
okay. Well, that's very important. I did have an experience at the Black Expo. Unfortunately, it wasn't all of the experiences I wanted. I wasn't, it took me forever trying to find the booth. It was a long story. However, I did get to taste some of that raw food. Anubis shared it with me, and it was amazing. And let me tell you, getting me to try new things, oh gosh, it's like pulling out a tooth with no medication. Because I was
I can
like, ugh, I
testify
don't
to
want
that.
to try it. But when I tried it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was good. So, as far as being in healthcare, you said it. In healthcare, we need all that we can get because in the field that I'm in, it's physical. It's physical. By the time I leave work, I'm tired. My feet hurt, my brain hurt, everything hurts. So, to have some of the services that you have, because guess what? A lot of people in healthcare, from the nurses to the doctors, they don't like to get checked up. They don't like to know if they're doing well or not. And we need it the most because how dare you take care of other people and you don't know how well you are. So I think what you're doing is very good, especially for our healthcare workers out there because we need it. But we often look past that because we don't want to know how we're doing health wise, but we take all the time in the world to take care of other people. So I think it's very important, just like it's very important for us to take at least 2 vacations a year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect, perfect segue. I see our Richard has joined us, and we are happy that he was able to get on. Richard, go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and how did you get into your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh man, Richard Wilson III. Uh, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Um, let's see. I guess I'll go right to it. Uh, my entrepreneurial journey really started with my being indoctrinated into the mortgage business. So I was there for 19 years up until the crash of 2009. Stayed in the business a little while till 2010. Moved on from there. Uh, Working independently. I now work for the Georgia World Congress Center as a retail sales supervisor. I do alcohol and alcohol compliance. Um, and I'm also a proud member of Planet Marketing here, which started 2.5 years ago. Uh, I'm sorry, it's just technical difficulties that got me botched up here, but I'll get through it. Um, just my whole forte has been helping people, even from the mortgage business, helping them buy homes, uh, all the way to Planet Marketing now. Again, helping people uh, achieve success financially, uh, helping them reach their goals, and moving forward.
There go that word again. Moving forward.
Moving forward.
That has been the theme. Moving forward, we got to coin a new phrase from Cash Flow Conversations. Moving forward, getting that independent money.
Right.
Moving
Getting
forward,
that
getting that
independent
independent
money.
money. So, Richard, I know you had an awesome, also had an opportunity to come out to the Atlanta Black Expo, and got a chance to experience some of the Hill Wellness booth. Because I looked at Richard and I was like, "Come on over here and have a seat, Richard. We got something special for you." I got to tell y'all, having friends in high places means something, right? This is why it's so important to grow your network because what when I met Ray John, I didn't know Richard, but now I know them both. And Ray John and I both were in the same place at the same time, and we needed electricity in our booth. So Richard, being a part of our network because of Planet Marketing, works at the Georgia World Congress Center, as he just told you, and he pulled some strings and made sure our young lady that was serving ancestral remedy was having enough power to warm up and brew the tea. So we wanted to thank him for that. And we said, come on over here and experience the booth. Richard, tell us about your experience in the Hill Wellness booth.
Oh, the Hill Wellness booth was was awesome. I did buy the book, um, and I actually got a chance to get a 10 or 15-minute massage. I think she went a little bit longer uh, because I helped out. I was glad to do it, and man, I'll tell you that was the best. You know, it's one of those things. I'm gonna be a little animated here. You know, you just can't reach that spot back there and make it feel better. She did that.
I'm laughing because I have one of those spots right now. When I tell you I can't reach it, I wish I was back at the expo getting my 15 minutes. But I will say this: Angela Horn of Black Phoenix Life and Wellness is amazing, and she actually, Richard, I hope you got a chance to put your name on her paper because she actually
I
sent
did.
out an email. You should have gotten an email from her giving you 15% off of a full body massage. So it's a win-win. You got the free 10 minutes and then you got 15% off a new one. And she's right here in Midtown Atlanta. I think, yes, we have one more person who I thought I heard him come in. Oh man, I'm trying to let everybody introduce themselves before we get into our topic, but okay, we have one more guest coming, and he is having. Oh, there he is. He's having difficulty getting in.
All right.
There he is. Hey, Javon. I think he might
Hey,
be
how y'all
still
doing,
muted.
man?
There he goes. We're doing very well. So you missed a little bit of the introductions, but
Y'all hear
you know
me
me, I'm
well?
Christine. Yes, we can hear you very well. Can you hear us?
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad and happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. I think everybody's internet is tripping.
I tell you, it's something.
Javon, if you can hear me, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Okay. So I'm gonna try to, and I want everybody. I don't know if you got a notebook handy or if you just got a good memory, but I want to play a clip, right? Okay, it says the room is full. Okay, we know the room is full. They're sending me messages talking about the room is full, but I don't think Javon can hear us. So I want to play a clip from something that I know will probably strike a nerve with everybody on this line. And I'm just gonna tell you the title so you can already be ready with your response. I'm going to come around the horn. We're going to start at the top with Magdalene and go over to Tina, and then we're going to let the men chime in, right? So the title of the clip is The Working Man is a Sucker. We've all worked 9 to 5s. We've all gotten a W-2 form. Let's hear what they have to say about the working man being a sucker. So y'all, hey, I am just the messenger. It is not. These are not my words. It's actually a famous line from a movie called A Bronx Tale that came out years and years ago, of course. But this brother has taken it and said that his father used to say it to him all the time. And so let's hear his take on the working man is a sucker.
The working man is a sucker. Yeah, that's what my dad used to say. They made a lot of people uncomfortable. And they would get mad and they say, why would you say that? It takes a stand-up man to work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire with a pension. And my dad would look at them and say, really? Is this what you're teaching your children? That line always stuck with me because it reminded me of a quote from Sonny in the movie called The Bronx Tale, where Sonny said, the working man is a sucker. When I was younger, I thought it was very disrespectful, and I used to laugh, but as I got older, it wasn't funny. And I realized that Sonny wasn't talking about effort. He was talking about leverage. There's nothing wrong working hard. The problem is working hard without ownership. The problem is trading time for money with no plan for when the time runs out. The problem is you are working hard at the wrong things, because if you stop working, the money stops as well. That is not freedom, that's dependency. And Sonny wasn't saying working people are dumb. My dad wasn't saying that. He was saying the system is built for owners, not workers. Entrepreneurs aren't allergic to work. We just don't put a cap on our hourly rate. A worker gets paid once for their time, while an entrepreneur gets paid every time the system works. That's the difference. One has a ceiling, the other has a scale. And that's why I teach entrepreneurship and business ownership. Not because work is bad, but because working without strategy is dangerous. And if you want to build income that doesn't clock in, that doesn't retire on hope, that doesn't leave your family exposed, that is exactly why I teach these free classes. Because the goal isn't to stop working. The goal is to stop being trapped by somebody else's work. The working man is a sucker. Yeah, that's what my dad used to say. It made a lot of people uncomfortable. And they would get mad and they say, why would you say?
Okay. Okay. I see the smiles around the room. I see the head nodding. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Come on, Magdalene, bring it.
What they say, clock it. He said it right. Boy, why is he in my head? Yes, the working man is a sucker. Let me tell you something. Them W-2 jobs, they don't like me. Because every time I go there, I tell them, this right here is for suckers. First of all, y'all ain't paying nobody enough. Y'all ask for too much. How is it that you in healthcare, you want me to mop the floor? That's not what my certification and my license says. I'm not supposed to be mopping the floor. But at the end of the day, though, look around you at your job. When something extreme is happening, let's say a snow day, do you ever see the CEO or your manager show up, or they ask you to bring a bag to stay overnight? I find that to be a problem. Don't ask me to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself. Now, if it's my business, I don't have any problem doing that. So, yes, I agree. The working man is a sucker. You know why? Because we're not woke yet. Some of us are very comfortable with clocking in, but guess what? One day you might go clock in and they might not be a job for you. So, I want people to be woke and make sure you have a backup plan. Like he says, teaching people how to be entrepreneurs is definitely a plus, because nothing is safe, nothing is secure. I had a company where a while back, they've been in business for years and years. One day we all came to work, guess what? It was closed. We didn't get no warning, we didn't get nothing. So I like to say, prepare yourself for the inevitable, because you don't know when that time is going to be. So always have a backup for the backup and a backup. So I love
I
what he's
love it.
saying. He's speaking to me right there.
I love it. I love it. The backup for the backup and the backup for the backup. I love it. Now I can say also, I also agree. I remember I have been self-employed for 23 years. I do remember working a job. And when I first moved to Atlanta in 2013, I felt like I had to get a job, right? Because I got here within 4 months, I was homeless. So, and my strategic mind told me to go get a job where I could eat for free. So I did work for a couple of restaurants where either I got a free meal for every shift or I got half off a meal for every shift that I worked. So I was strategically doing that, but I was also still self-employed. I have not like worked a full-time position since 2000, since probably 1999, 2000, because I don't want to be told what to do, how to do it, when I can be there, what I have to wear, when I can go eat, when I can talk to my children. I would rather figure out a way to make my life greater without worrying about somebody else. Now, we're not dogging out anybody that has a W 2 job. We're just enlightening those, and like he said, making you aware that you're out of your entrepreneurial rights. You can make it happen for yourself. You have the power to create whatever it is that you desire to create for you and your family's future. So, yeah, it feels like the working man is a sucker, especially in this day and age, in this economy. What say you, Miss Tina?
Oh man, he said every word that was true, because at the end of the day, I feel like with me being a millennial, people are more prominent to go for an interview and dress up for the interview versus dressing up to work for yourself and make money for yourself. That's the confusing part for me. Because if you can go to sit in front of a boss and the boss say, okay, we'll give you a call back, you're hired, and you can work a 9 to 5 with them, then why can't you put that time into yourself and represent yourself and make money for yourself and help others in the process in doing it? And y'all make money together. That's my most conflicting issue. So I'm not saying that the working man is a sucker neither. But I also am saying that people are not aware of using their entrepreneurial rights, and they're leaving a lot of money on the table because they are, I don't know, hesitant, unaware,
Fear. Hmm.
unknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Scared. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to admit that flaw, but admit where you're at so that we can make it make sense for you, because we will do that for you.
I love it. I love it. We can make it make sense for you. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help, right? There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I see what you're doing and I see that you're not gatekeeping. So how can I be down? Remember that song back in the 80s? I want to be down with what you're going,
Mm.
with I want to be down, right?
Yep.
I see you. All right, come on in. Let's bring the men in. I'm actually saving Mr. Wilson for last because I know that he is going to bring the wisdom. I think, and not dating you, but I think you have all of us beat when it comes to longevity in where you are with 9 to 5, and also just with age brings wisdom. So Anubis, I'm gonna come over here to you and get your opinion on the video we just watched. The working man is a sucker.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is that that clip went viral. I seen that clip like months ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this one right here." I say this one gonna pinch some nerves. This one gonna have some folks on the hot seat. So along with you, I know since easily 2013, I just been an entrepreneur. I'm like, nah, I'm quitting. I'm quitting corporate. I'm done. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do full on entrepreneurship. With what he said, the entrepreneur, I mean, the is, I mean, because at the end of the day, you have a cap. The job will give you a cap of, hey, this is all you can make. This is all the overtime that you can make. Being an entrepreneur, there is no cap. There is no, there are no boundaries to what can be made, whatever kind of connections you can make. So I'm like, I totally agree with what you're saying. So I mean, as far as going in, clocking in, doing the 9 to 5, me personally, I'm like, I don't want no cap to my money. I want to continue to make independent money as much as I can.
I think you made a very good point, and I want to talk about that for a second. Um, Not having that cap, we as entrepreneurs, we pay a lot. We pay a price for that, right? There are so many times where you might still have to work your 9 to 5 right now, and you may have to have some late nights and some early mornings. And I don't know who said it, but there was a quote going around years ago that said, I think it was Jay-Z that said, you got to work your hustle while you still at the job until your hustle outpaces your job. So if you have a vision, and I want y'all to hear me clearly, those of you watching that are not entrepreneurs, and even the ones that are, if you have a clear vision, write it down so that you can make a path forward towards that vision until you can actually walk off that job. I love to hear my mentor say he called in well to his job when it was time for him to when his income at Planet Marketing outpaced his income on his job. He said he called him well, and they was like, he was late. He slept in. He said he called in and he told him, where you at? You ain't never late. You know this and that and this and that. You ain't never. Where you at? And he said, well, calling in well. They said, what that mean? He said, well, I ain't coming back. So that's the way he walked off his job. So Richard, get to you, and then Javon has finally joined us. So we're gonna let Javon introduce himself, and then we're gonna give him a chance to see the video we just saw because I think it deserves playback. All right, Richard, what say you about the working man is a sucker?
Okay. I kind of want to touch on the key points that he talked about. And even working. First of all, it's mindset. You got to change your mindset. And trading time for money, that's linear. Linear. However, an entrepreneur has a system, and he or she is paid by the system that either they create or they're a part of. So, and then he talked about, you know, being resilient and dependency. The 9 to 5 is a dependent. All right. Uh, the entrepreneur becomes resilient because the system, they get paid every time the system works or the system completes its cycle. And what you do is, and in the cycle, you rinse and repeat. All right. With your job or 9 to 5, you just get up and go the next day. All right. And you're still trading that time for money. And he also talked about having a plan or making a plan, which you touched on, Christine, just on the outset of this, and having a plan and moving on that plan, writing it down, making it plain, set a path. Uh, we can all learn and grow from that. Just from this little clip, it can give you so much that you've got to look at yourself and say, what am I doing? What can I do? What will I do? What am I going to do? Um, and well, I'll back up here and let Javon go ahead.
Okay. All right, Javon. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then we want to talk about. Well, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do, and how did you get started with your entrepreneurial journey. And then we're going to circle back to this video we just watched called "The Working Man is a Sucker."
Okay, cool. First and foremost, I want to thank you for having me. I appreciate you for having me, and I give thanks. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Javon Rowland, and I reside here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A lot of people don't know where that's at, but it's 30 minutes away from Miami. It could be 15 minutes, depending on how heavy your foot is on the gas pedal. But I'm an entrepreneur as well. I'm an investor. I'm also a trader using AI. And how I got introduced to my entrepreneur journey in 2015, my cousin introduced network marketing to me. And from there, it's been game on and a game changer for me because I always knew I wanted to invest, but I never knew how. So the company I joined at the time showed me how to invest and gave me financial literacy knowledge. And ever since then, I just took it and ran with it.
I absolutely love that because I think at least that makes four of us, five of us on the line that love network marketing as much as we all do, right? So, Javon, we're going to get off into what you do because we've already introduced ourselves. And so I'm going to tell you, you have me. I am into health and wellness. I have a business, Health Effective Alternatives to Live, to help people get healthy without prescription drugs. And I also have a travel business, Joy Journeys Travel and Tourism. Magdalene owns a consulting firm called Moving Forward. Tina is a as a queen of all trades, and she is mastering them all. Specifically into event planning and hospitality. She also owns a travel business, and she's also a podcaster. We have Rajon with the red background. Rajon is a raw foodist. He is also known as the wellness plug. Anything dealing with wellness you needed, he got you. And then our friend Richard is also into network marketing, owns a travel agency, and he works for the GWCC as the retail bar setup person. So when you came in, we were discussing this video. I'm gonna see if I think I can pull it back up. I'm still learning this platform. It is a work in progress all the time. So let me see. I'm gonna pull it back up and I'm gonna let you take a look at it while, and then we can get your opinion on that, and then we're gonna hear more about your business from there.
Okay, cool.
Oh shoot, I think I closed it out. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want him to see this, right? I want him to see this. Where is it? Oh my goodness, I hate when this happens, but I think Richard sent it to me. Bear with me while the internet is doing its thing. Okay, I'm gonna pause right there. And y'all can't see it yet, right?
Oh,
Okay, hold on. Okay, so basically, I don't think it's gonna let me do it. I'm gonna try one more time, but it's giving me a message that I cannot share my screen for whatever reason. But I'm gonna try it again anyway because I don't like to be told what I can't do. Don't tell me what I can't do, and I know I just did it. Like we just had this, we just saw it. So what do you mean we can't do it? Maybe I need to take some of this stuff down. Okay, let's see if it's gonna work now. Here we go. Uh,
Sucker. Yeah, that's what my dad used to say. They made a lot of the working man is a sucker. Yeah, that's what my dad used to say. They made a lot of people uncomfortable. And they would get mad and they say, why would you say that? It takes a stand-up man to work 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire with a pension. And my dad would look at them and say, really? Is this what you're teaching your children? That line always stuck with me because it reminded me of a quote from Sonny in the movie called The Bronx Tale, where Sonny said, the working man is a sucker. When I was younger, I thought it was very disrespectful, and I used to laugh, but as I got older, it wasn't funny. And I realized that Sonny wasn't talking about effort. He was talking about leverage. There's nothing wrong with working hard. The problem is working hard without ownership. The problem is trading time for money with no plan for when the time runs out. The problem is you are working hard at the wrong things because if you stop working, the money stops as well. That is not freedom, that's dependency. And Sonny wasn't saying working people are dumb. My dad wasn't saying that. He was saying the system is built for owners, not workers. Entrepreneurs aren't allergic to work. We just don't put a cap on our hourly rate. Worker gets paid once for a time while an entrepreneur gets paid every time the system works. That's the difference. One has a ceiling, the other has a scale. And that's why I teach entrepreneurship and business ownership. Not because work is bad, but because working without strategy is dangerous. And if you want to build income that doesn't clock in, that doesn't retire on hope, that doesn't leave your family exposed, that is exactly why I teach these free classes, because the goal isn't to stop working. The goal is to stop being trapped by somebody else's work.
okay. I mean, I hear something different every time I listen to it. So we all gave our our opinions on it. Javon, we're gonna leave it up to you, and then we're gonna get
it,
into your business. What do you think about what he said? Do you agree, disagree? Talk to us.
whew, he said a lot. He said a lot in that video, and I agree. Well, I don't agree with the if you work a job, you a sucker part. And the reason why I don't agree with that, because you can take what you're making from your job and invest into yourself. But I think what the problem is with most individuals in this day and time is that we're conditioned to think that a job is the only way. And we have other avenues that we can take or whatnot. And We don't have to work for somebody. We don't have to, build someone else's legacy that we never ever see. And I was having a conversation with someone the other day. I was like, "Hey, do you ever see the person that own your job or whatnot? He's probably at the golf course somewhere, relaxing,
Mhm.
shooting golf with his other golf buddies or whatnot." So in that case, I feel like you should take, if you do work a job, I feel like you should take some of that seed money and plant and build and grow your business. Plan your escape, because everybody don't have an avenue to, seek entrepreneurship. They don't even know where to start. So I'm all for not talking down on people who work a job or whatever the case may be, because I still work a job. Granted, I'm fortunate enough that I make more for my business than my job, and I'm able to walk away whenever I can feel like doing so. But that's the main part why I don't agree, because I did it from working the job, and I enjoy working the job and working the business, if that
I
makes
love
sense.
it. It does make sense, and that's kind of the consensus of everybody on the screen. Like, we understand, we did make the disclaimer that we're not talking down about anybody that works a job, and we understand that jobs are necessary to keep the economy going. Everybody's not cut out for entrepreneurship, but we also understand and agree that this platform is for the purposes of making people more aware that there are other options out there. That is exactly why cash flow conversations came about. Like, we need to normalize having money making conversations within our homes, within our friend circles, within our networks, within our communities, on our platforms. We have more social media networks than there has ever been before. This platform alone allows you to go live on at least 50 different platforms. I personally didn't even know there were 50 different platforms. Like, I'm able to go live on two. But if you have the Twitch and I sound like I'm dating myself, sound like somebody's grandmama now talking about the book, right? If you got the book, you got the Facebook, and you got the tickety tockety, and you got the Instagram, and you got the Twitching, and all these other things, and the Twitters and the tweets. Like, you can literally educate people with the knowledge that you already have. I want to take some, we got about 10 minutes. So, Javon, the floor is yours. Tell us, what is your business? What do you do as an entrepreneur? And how can people reach out to you?
Okay, cool. So what I do as an entrepreneur, well, let's start with my network marketing business. What I do is I provide a financial service in every aspect that you could think of. So what I do is I teach people a strategy called income shifting. So what I do is I teach people to go from the highest tax bracket to the lowest tax bracket. So the highest tax bracket, which is being a W-2, you're getting taxed the highest. So what I do is help them and show them how they can open up a home-based business and shift to a 1099, so they can stop giving the government too much of their hard-earned income, so they can go ahead and get that extra cash flow back from the government, the banks, and big business who taking it away from them. So now, once we get that extra cash flow, I also show you how to go ahead and invest in silver and gold, which is precious metals, and you can go ahead and I show people how to participate in our precious metal rental program, where companies will pay you a passive residual income every single month just by loaning your precious metals out to these major companies out there. I also show people how to become their own bank. And then to top it all off, I show them how to start a trust fund as well, so they can go ahead and protect their income. Now, my other
Wait, wait, wait,
business.
wait, 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 wait. We're not gonna gloss over all that. We're not gonna gloss over all that. We're gonna get a panel a chance to chime in, because I'm looking at their faces and I know my team, I know my squad, and they got questions and comments. So we're gonna let them ask you a couple questions before you go to the last part, because I already know what the last part is to top it all off. So just make sure I have a basic understanding, because y'all know me, I like clarity, right? I operate and move in clarity. So a person can, just from knowing you, right? and you introduce them to everything that you do. So just say I can learn how to go from the highest tax bracket, which is a W 2, where they're taking the most of my taxes, to a lower tax bracket, which is a 1099. You teach me how to do that, and so I'm saving money. Then you're going to teach me how to take that money and make that money work for me using a UIL. And then you're going to also show me how I can tap into precious metals. And then you're going to also take me on a journey where I can learn how to invest. So, okay, I got you. Come on. I'm going to start with Richard this time. We're going to work our way back up to Magdalene. Richard,
Okay.
do you have any questions or comments for Javon?
Well, Javon, one thing I want to touch on the video that you just saw, and the part that you disagree on, that the title is just to wake up. The title is that's to shake you. You know, hey, hey, look over here. All right. So no, I know you disagree with it, and that's cool. But that's what that was, and everything that you're saying with what you do also is what he was saying in the video about having a plan. So now you've already begun to outline a plan. Everything that he was talking about, outline a plan. No, working is good, whether it's a 9 to 5 or a W-2 or a 1099. Um, and I guess I want to say what I really want to get into is what skill set you bring to your income shifting that you took from your 9 to 5.
Um, what I took from that, I took from being a hard worker and coming up with solutions. Coming up with solutions and being a quick thinker. Because one of the things I know that leadership is that they're quick to find a solution to the problem so we can go ahead and keep the operation going. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I took from the job to apply to my business. Like, hey, go ahead and be assertive. When your business, you have nobody telling you what to do in your business. So in your job, you have your boss on your tail. Hey, do this. If you're a good worker, they'll just let you do your thing or whatnot. So what I do in my business, I act like my boss is telling me what to do, but I'm my boss. So it's really me telling me what to do. And then let's say if I feel like I want to procrastinate or whatever the case may be, I have a a sheet or a board full of like my goals for today. And they on my wall. So anytime I feel like procrastinating, guess what's looking at me? The goals on the wall. So it's telling me to get up and handle your business.
You're holding yourself accountable. I love it.
Yeah. Pretty
I
much.
love it.
Pretty much. So
So
that's what I took from the job is just like, okay, yeah, your boss not gonna be on your tail, but you're your own boss and you have to be on your tail.
I love that. It makes me think about what they call her Auntie Tabitha Brown's husband. When he retired, she was she made it big enough where she was able to retire him, and I think he was a police officer. And I think he said the first day after retirement, he thought he was just going to be able to lay in the bed because he was like, I don't have to get up and go to work. But his alarm clock, his inner clock went off, and he was like, oh, I got to get up for me now because I have things that I want to do for myself. And it goes back to what Tina was saying earlier, like it bewilders. She said, Tina, I think you said it bewilders you how people can get dressed up and go to the job interview. They can get dressed up and go to the 9 to 5, but they won't get up and get dressed like they're going to work when they work for themselves. Tina, talk about it. And then if you have any questions for Javon, this is the time.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're on.
Yes,
Yes,
I hear
ma'am.
you
Okay.
well.
Javon, it is an honor to hear from you today. And I want to know, first of all, is it the process that you take in order to like go from start here? Like where do you start? Where do you start with people?
So basically, I start with people where they work a job, right? So what I do is, if they work a job, I show them how to correctly fill out their W-4 form. Well, the experts that I have working for me, I have tax experts working for me. So what they're going to do is they're going to show the members how to properly adjust their W-4 form so they get back an extra 200 to 600 plus back into their household every single month just by filling out that one form. So now, because what I have is like a one-stop shop. I help you minimize your debt, increase your credit score, help you become a homeowner, and all those things. So basically, it's a process that you go through. So after you get that extra cash flow, we apply that to the debt game plan that our financial experts have laid out for you. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna have you upload all your debt that you can pay off, like your student loans, your car note, your mortgage, things of that nature. You upload it to them, and what they're gonna do, they're gonna come up with a game plan called debt snowballing to help you become debt free in record time. So they're going to give you a debt free date, and they're going to give you a millionaire date as well, saying, okay, that same money that you became debt free with, if you go ahead and put it to work, you'll become a millionaire in this time. And then we also take them through the bill negotiation process. Now, this is where you get money back from the bills that you cannot pay off, like your cell phone bill, your internet bill, things of that nature. You now have access to professional bill negotiators when you get started to go in on your behalf to lower your cell phone bill for you, things of that nature. And then we put you to the credit restoration process as well. And this is where you upload all your 3 credit reports to our credit experts, and they go ahead and get you started on the credit restoration process right there. Now, you can do all that within 1 week. Like when I first got started, I did everything in one day because I was like, I don't have time to play or whatnot. So it's a one-stop shop. And one thing I like about our financial experts is they don't let you jump from first to fifth grade. So if you want to go ahead and just be like, okay, I'm gonna skip the W-4 adjustment, I'm gonna skip the credit restoration, and I just want to go ahead and jump the precious metals and investing, they're gonna say, no, did you adjust your W-4 yet to get that extra cash flow to invest? If you haven't done so, go back and do that. And then we'll schedule another meeting where we can go ahead and move forward.
It's a
I
beautiful
love the
strategic
whole,
system.
yes, yes. I love the one stop shop. I love the strategy behind it. I love that our community has access to it, right? I love that we're on this platform making sure we touch as many people as we possibly can. Um, Magdalene, do you have any questions for Javon or any comments that you wanted to add to the conversation?
Man, Javon, welcome, welcome to our call. Man, I am
Thank you
impressed. You're
for
kind of
having me.
like our girl Tina over here. You a one-stop shop. But I am curious though. It sounds like you do a little bit of life insurance as well when you mentioned financial education. Is that what you do as well?
Pretty much that's what becoming our own bank. That's just what we call it, but that's what it is backed up by life insurance.
Okay, so you're a licensed agent.
Pretty much.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm in that space as well, so definitely we can leverage one another because that's why I call myself the leverage queen. You don't have to know everything, y'all, for you to leverage your network. So Tina does a little bit of something, Javon does a little bit of something. You got Anubis, you got my accountability partner doing a little bit of something. So I don't have to do all of these things for me to be able to monetize and help other people. So that's one of the things that I want to make sure that we all, when we leave here tonight, to make sure that we educate the people that surround us. You do not have to know and do everything, but the network of people that you've been in contact with, that's how you go ahead and do those referrals. We call that referral marketing. And that business gets you paid. And that's what most of us are in. We're in referral marketing. And a lot of us didn't know that, through some of the things that we're doing all the time, there's a commission attached to it. And those commission can leave you residual income that will make you rich. So I love everything that you said. I'm excited that you made the opportunity to come on our platform despite the technical stuff that happened. But yes, I can see for certain that I'll be sending some people your way as well. So again, thank you for coming.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all of you.
I love this group, right? Because that's a perfect segue, Magdalene. What you just said is a perfect segue into what Anubis and I are really relaunching the Heal Wellness Collective. It's a collective group of women and men, community activists, holistic health practitioners, and we are all leveraging each other. But it also, before I go to Anubis, I want to point out we talk about this a lot on this show is the cash flow quadrant, right? Where you have the linear income and you trading time for hours. Richard alluded to it earlier, and then you have your investment income, and you have your entrepreneurship. You have your self employed. So all of these things are necessary. Having multiple streams of income is a good thing, y'all. You want to have multiple ways that money is coming into your house. I learned this probably, I want to say, I went to see George Fraser, the king of network marketing, probably back in 2007. And it made sense to me, right? He said, you paying your rent, your light, your gas, your water, your sewer, your car note, your car insurance. You got money going out in several different ways, but you only got one source of income. It just doesn't make sense. So I wanted to shoot it over to Anubis so that he could talk about that. We had this conversation earlier. Talk about being in a collective of people who you can leverage, and also the different streams of income. Wait, where did he go? Okay. So Javon, talk about the final piece where you were saying where I cut you off. You were saying, and to bring it all home, to bring it all together. So we talked about the income shifting. We talking about becoming your own bank. We talked about the precious metals, and then what's that final piece while we're waiting for Anubis to get back?
So, so what one thing one of my mentors taught me is that, and when you make money in network marketing, or if you're a business owner, go ahead and put the money into assets, the residual income into assets to make another stream of income, just in case if business is slow or whatnot, you still have income coming in. So what I did was I took the residual income from my business, and that put me in position to purchase my first property in 2004 in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. So that's an asset that I had. That's an asset, me taking the cash, buying an asset, and then now that asset going to generate me more cash flow. And then on top of that, I'm doing AI crypto trading. And I got to say, this is some of the easiest money I ever made in my life, because all I do is copy and paste. And then AI trades crypto for me. And I've been doing that for about 3 weeks now, 3 weeks to a month. And I could say I profited about $1,500. So I'm excited about that, what I got going on, and I'm looking to see, okay, the profit I make from trading, are you gonna buy another property, or whatever the case may be. So it's great being in that position to have multiple streams of income and have options as well on what I want to do, instead of somebody telling me what to do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I believe from the video that's really the core message that he was trying to get across too. Is like being an entrepreneur provides you with options you don't have when you're just working a job, right? So I'm gonna shoot it over to Anubis for his thoughts and any questions he may have for you, Javon.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, that brother got a whole bunch. He got a whole stew of money flowing over there. He got about 15 streams on and I love it because I mean, I always with Dame Dash talking about what do we call it? Octopus entrepreneurship, where you got eight tentacles of just money flowing, and it's like, oh yeah, yeah. But a lot of the stuff that he touched on, I didn't studied the infinite banking in the now the crypto deal. I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't heard about it. I haven't jumped into it just yet, but it was like it's endless on your investments in things that if one stream is getting cut off or one stream is slow, like he was just saying, you actually have all these other streams coming in. But I'm just absorbing it all. I'm a sponge over here. I'm enjoying all the cash flow conversations. Come on, let's get this
Yes,
money,
yes.
y'all.
Okay. So the final thing that we like to do on Cash Flow Conversations at Javon, please understand you are always welcome to come back. You got here, I think, with 15 minutes left, and we are going over without apology because that was some great information that we needed to share. This platform is for words of wisdom for entrepreneurs that are coming up behind us. So I want you guys to prepare a final statement, a word of wisdom that you would want to give to your nieces and nephews that are coming up behind you, and also a book recommendation.
Mm.
Right. So I'm going to be typing as you're talking. So I'm going to take your word of wisdom, I'm going to summarize it, and then I'm going to put your book recommendation in the chat so that people can actually see it as soon as I find it on the screen. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Who's up first? I think Magdalene has to go. So we're going to go to Magdalene first. Magdalene, give us a word of wisdom
Truly pours
and
into
your
you and
favorite
show
book
you how to do
recommendation.
things the right way to where we all
Wait,
win, not just you, we
wait,
all win.
start over.
It excites me. So
Start
because of
over.
that, I want to show my friends and my family what this opportunity could do for them because I see the proof. I see it not only in you, I see it in other business partners. And again, that's what a lot of people want, when you start a job, you want somebody to show you the right things to do on the job so you can get to the next level. And that's what you've done for me. And I'm just excited to share it because, wow, 8 different ways to get paid. My job only paid me one way. And guess what? When I don't show up, I don't make no money. So with this opportunity here, I get to share an opportunity one time and I can leave that legacy for my children and their children. And guess what? They'll never forget Grandma Magdalene. So I'm excited about that. So I'm excited about them knowing who I am when I'm long gone and making sure that everybody that looks like me gets this opportunity to get what they deserve.
Wow, and you
What's the
have a
book?
young lady on the line tonight. Please introduce Ann. I'm excited about where she's going to be when she's 55. My goodness.
Okay, so we caught Magdalene right at a good time. Apparently, she's on another Zoom, and she was giving them some words of wisdom. So we tuned in at the perfect time. Talk about synchronicity. But what I got from what she said is get a mentor. Right? You want to make sure that you get a mentor. It's so important. I think all of us have mentioned it on here. Get a mentor. Tina, words of wisdom and any book recommendation that you may have for the listeners, for your nieces and nephews coming up behind you in entrepreneurship. I'm trying to unmute you. It's lagging a little bit. So let's see. Test it out, Tina.
Testing, testing.
All right, we got you. Give us
All
some words of
right.
wisdom and a good book recommendation.
So my favorite book is Ruthless by Tim Grover. And it's just the energy as far as like transitioning yourself. This month is all about leveling up yourself a little bit more than what you've been leveling up before. So if now is not the time to put the energy into what you're really trying to do this month, consider it game time and get focused because we got to stay focused.
And give us the name of your podcast and when we can expect another episode.
Name of the podcast is Get to the Core Podcast, and stay tuned for another episode soon. Soon. I can't wait to get my next guest. And once I get my next
Okay.
guest, I will make my announcement.
Okay. And how can they find the Get to the Core podcast?
Follow me on
What's
Facebook
your
at
platform?
Coach Tina J. Facebook.com Coach Tina J at Coach Tina J.
All right. And your what was it? Oh, stay focused and it's time to level up.
That's right. Stay
All right,
focused.
Richard, I'm
Let's get
coming
to
over to you.
All right.
Richard, words of wisdom and your favorite book recommendation.
Give yourself a chance. Um, we have a saying in some of our trainings: if you have a fear about something or doing something, do it anyway. Acknowledge the fear, but do it anyway. All right. Conquer, and then you'll find that you conquer your fears, and then you find out that you're more resilient than you given yourself credit for. Um, and in that, you become a winner. Uh, and which will go IE into the book by Tim Covey, winning. I mean, winning. Yes, the book winning
By
by
Tim
Tim
Grover.
Grover. Tim Grover. I said another name. That was the wrong name. That's why I had to hesitate. I said the wrong name. Tim Grover. Winning by Tim Grover.
And Richard, what's your Facebook?
Oh, you can. My Facebook is RW the number three B as in boy, Z as in zebra. So
R
RW3BZ.
W the number three?
The number three. And if you want to reach me, you can use that same acronym and go right into at outlook.com.
All right, we got you. All right, Anubis. Final words and favorite book recommendation.
Um, my final words, I guess, to young entrepreneurs. Um, every day, it might not be any cash flow, but for the most part, just stay at it, stay consistent, because being consistent as an entrepreneur is something that most folks might give up, because they're not seeing the cash flow. They're not seeing the customer base. But for the most part, just stay consistent and do something that you love, do something that you're passionate about, do something that you actually embrace, and something that's going to have integrity in who you are and what you do. um yeah, so if you love it, you like, just go for it, do it. And lately I've been on this book right here, like lately it's been one of my favorites. But for the most part, a really good book on health and wellness, Alive in Five. Really short, straight to the point, Alive in Five. Um, so you can always get, it's really short recipes, raw recipes, straight to the point. So Alive in Five.
Alive in Five. Do you know the
Yep.
author?
You know what? I don't. Who is that? Tell you what, is it Bridget Mars? I believe Bridget Mars is the it's been a while.
Okay, okay, okay.
But yeah,
So we got
that health is your wealth. Get that one. Get that in
yes,
your book
your health is
collection.
your wealth by the Hill Wellness Collective. Okay, so far Magdalene said get a mentor, and Tina said get the book Ruthless by Tim Grover. Tina also said, I'm trying to make sure they showing up, y'all. It's working sometimes and sometimes it's not. She also said, get to the core podcast episode coming soon. And she said, stay focused. It's time to level up by Coach Tina J. And then we had Richard Wilson III came on here and he said, give yourself a chance to become a winner and get the book Winning by Tim Grover. You can find him on Facebook at RW3BZ. And Ray John just held up our book, Your Health is Your Wealth by the Heal Wellness Collective. He said, stay consistent and follow your passion with integrity. And then if you want to get into that raw food, you go get you that book called Alive in Five. So Javon, you got the last word. What's the advice for your nieces and nephews coming up in entrepreneurship? And what's the book that you recommend they start reading today?
Mm. What I want to say to anybody out there that's striving to do something, look at what you're doing. look at life as a book instead of a still picture.
Mm,
And the
Mm.
reason why I say that is because, like, let's say in entrepreneurship, when we have a slow season, we can feel like that's the end all. And that's because we looking at it like a still picture instead of a book. Not realizing if we just go ahead and turn a few pages, the story gets better. The story gets better. Then you meet different characters as well. So that's another thing I want to say as well. Look at life as a still as a book instead of a still picture too. Entrepreneurs out there coming up, you have to get it through your mind. Your family and your friends are not gonna support you. They're not gonna support you, but you still gonna have to pick your head up, chin up, and keep it moving forward. So, like, if you look at life like a book, you're gonna meet other people that become family in the book in later chapters. So they may not been in your first chapters of the book. That might been your old friends, but the people you in business with comes through in the middle chapters or the end chapters to help you accelerate what you're trying to do. So look at life like a book instead of a still picture, and know that is not the end all, and just turn the page.
love it. I absolutely love it. What's a good book
Also,
that you recommend they go get?
Um, I have a lot of them, but my favorite one that I love is The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. It's about as thick as an encyclopedia.
All right. You said by Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
I want this on record. This was by far probably one of the best episodes that we ever had. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for showing up for yourself. We are over time, but it was definitely worth it. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the point across. I hope that each and every one of you will join us again. We are going to be kicking off our Health is Your Wealth series. Javon, I hope that you can come to Atlanta and join us in some of these live seminars to introduce your business to the platforms that we're setting up. We're getting ready for an event in June called a Celebration. And a Celebration is a celebration of wellness where we know that we are going to impact our communities in these inner cities with the knowledge that they need to be well in a holistic manner. We're talking physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. So we're going to bring this information from Cash Flow Conversations to a live room, right? We're going to have these sessions behind closed doors. Your wealth is your health. Cash flow conversations at these events. So we want to grow, and I see this team of individuals before me right now. I'm overjoyed, right, to be in your presence and to have you all as a part of my network. So until next time, we say peace out and make having money making conversations a normalcy in your life, right? I'm gonna unmute everybody so y'all can say y'all final goodbyes or what have you. I'm trying anyway. It says you some of you muted yourself, so I can't unmute you. So I think Javon, you're
Right.
good. Richard, you're good. Anubis, you're good. Come
Okay.
on through, Tina. Unmute.
All right. Peace and love, y'all. It was a pleasure. This was a wealth of information. I'm gonna have to go and digest all this good information, and I appreciate you guys for sharing everything that you guys shared today.
Awesome.
hey, go and grow. Live
Hmm.
and as one long time show used to say, live long and prosper.
That's it. That's it.
Mm,
Tina.
absolutely.
I think she clicked off.
Nuh-uh, she's still here. I just unmuted her.
Okay.
Tina, Tina, can you hear me? Oh, maybe she did, and I'm just not seeing it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Javon, Javon, last words.
I want to appreciate you guys. I really enjoyed this conversation. It's a great time having conversations with like-minded individuals, and I really enjoyed this. Even though I came in at the last, so yeah, Christina, I gotta come back. I gotta come back.
Mm.
Absolutely. You definitely are welcome to come back and let me know,
Most
man.
definitely.
Yeah, I'll shoot you once we get all the information for these upcoming Your Health is Your Wealth seminars. I will shoot you the flyer with all the dates on it, and that way you can you know how I do. I'll shoot you a calendar and say when can you be here, and I'll make room for you.
Oh yeah, I travel all across the country, so just let me know and I'll pull up.
Awesome. Okay, my sister says she will not be denied. Where are you at, Miss Tina? Come on with your last
I
words.
know. Thank you, sweetheart.
Well, it has been a pleasure, you guys. Again, thank y'all for having me and just continuing to wake up the knowledge that we need to wake up, because this is wealthy talk. This is champion talk. We
Mhm.
working collaboratively together, and you know what? It's just a beautiful thing to be able to have powerful network marketing people and people that support you and want to see you grow and start you where you at and elevate you. That's all it's about. We gotta stay focused. That's all I had to say.
That's what's I love it. I love that you went out and came back in so you can say that, my sister. So to everybody watching, we bid you a good night. Y'all stay put where y'all at. We're gonna end this live stream and we're gonna have some behind the scenes conversations just for a second.
Mhm.